Guys, I just want to show you how I think we need to be using Cursor, because Cursor is not just an app for coding. So right now, I want this recipe, right? It's got 1 million adverts on it. Like, I'm scrolling and I'm talking to you and I haven't even hit the fucking recipe yet. Recipe's here with unlimited adverts around it. Like, I am not reading. I am not using that page. So I've just made a new directory called notes, and I'm just going to say, I want the recipe from this web page in a clear way. Don't include any of the other information, maybe just like a small description. So this is, you can probably do this in ChatGPT, but then if it gave you a recipe and you needed to save it, you'd have to move it over to Notion or something. Like, this is the kind of way I'm using this, where because it has access to files, because it can look at websites, because it understands images, like, it's still using Claude, but just it has the added benefit of like moving stuff into files, managing files, organizing stuff. So we've got it to look through that page, and I'm just going to say create a .md file under a directory called recipes with this information. So we do that. It's going to create a folder here. I'm kind of seeing that people use this type of thing. They kind of use Claude Code for this, but actually Cursor, because it's just such a good interface for this. Like, if you've never used this just looks like, I don't know, some NASA computer or something that you, like, I feel like most people that have never used VS Code or something would look at this and be like, what the fuck is that? But when you get it to this point, and that plugin that I use for that, right, where it turns it into a nice PDF, it's called Markdown Preview GitHub Styling. So you open a Markdown file and you do Command-Shift-V on Mac, and then it just opens nice like that. So, no bake chocolate, peanut butter, protein bars that taste like peanut butter cup. Ingredients, right? And then I want to know, so for example, now I can chat with this document. I want to say, how many servings is this? Plus the pan which I've got is more like 30 centimeters by 15 centimeters. I also want all of the ingredients not as like cups and stuff. I want it as grams. I'm not looking at a website in 2025, mate. Right? And I'm not going on ChatGPT and copy and pasting shit. This is what I want. I want to, right? If I was going to save this before, I would have to like copy and paste it, put it in Notion. Then I might be like, actually, I want to change that. Like, I want it to just change that file. We've got the recipe for the size of the tray I've got in the way I want the measurements. I don't have to look at any fucking adverts. Like, bro, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adverts there. 5 adverts just in my view, and then adverts throughout the fucking recipe. Recipe notes. Advert right in the middle. Like, bro, it's 2025. There's more shit popping up. This isn't a good experience. Like, the page is 90% ad, 10%, and it's not even 10% recipe. It's like, of the 10%, 90% of that is also bullshit. And then 10% of that is the fucking recipe. Alright, and if I make these, how long can I put them in the fridge for? And are they freezable? Can you put some information at the end of the document that's like for storing these? So for example there, straight away, added storage. I basically realised that I did not like the experience on ChatGPT, so I was like, could I get all of the information out of ChatGPT to give it to Cursor and then chat with that as the context? So for example, fitness and cycling. I ride year round in the UK, like the clothes that I use, the system for keeping warm. Right, it's like not very much information, but I'm not going to go into it completely, but there's like different systems that were in the memory of ChatGPT, and I just didn't feel like ChatGPT, the app, was like really pulling the right information and memories, and I just felt like I was constantly giving it new context. So what I done was I made it like this, and I was just like, I'm planning a cycling trip, and I just want to know, like, based on what information I've given you in the knowledge base. Give me some tips to do this around my current work schedule. Right, so it's plans around, so for example, right now the work I'm doing, taxi run work, so it's plan around term time, use mornings or afternoons, 1 to 2 hour ride after the work, the weekends best for longer trips. Like, that is exactly correct for my current situation. Build volume gradually to avoid overuse, balance cycling with upper body mobility work. Use your modular system for the different presets. I wonder if it has that. Short trips, and that's perfect for my current situation. Like, that's really good. And then what I got this to do, just because this is kind of like the next level of what I think, I'm gonna ask it that same question, but I have this version here where I made a command line version. So I'm going to say I'm planning a cycle trip. And this version, when I give it new information, it updates. So we have this knowledge chat. This has a front end as well with Next.js. But basically it's got ChromaDB, which is a vector database. So if I give this new information, it will update the memories. So here's the planning. So basically, try to plan your cycling trip when workload is lighter, modular clothing system. I'm going to try and give it a new piece of information because I haven't fully tested this, but I'm going to say, I have a mountain bike and an electric bike, and I want to add to your memory that, like, I want to switch between them two so that I don't get too lazy with the e-bike only. And I also have started using eco mode on the e-bike, which is the lowest assist setting that it has, and I find that the workouts are much harder, so it gives you less power assist, and those are better workouts. So I just want to kind of add to the memory for that. See what it does. New fact, learned fact stored with an ID, right? So this is the kind of way that I'm using AI. Like, I'm literally using this for so much stuff in personal life, so much stuff in work. Like, literally nearly all my work is AI assisted. I didn't see that bit there. So this is the thing, like, my eyes don't really like track properly to the terminal, which kind of is what stopped me from using Claude Code. But you know, like, that's a new message. Like, my brain just did not register that. So I've noted your preference for switching between your mountain bike and electric bike to avoid relying solely on the e-bike. Additionally, your use of eco mode. So now, if I asked it to give me workouts, it would probably tell me, you know, use the different bikes. Okay, I want a different a workout plan for cycling, which uses the different bikes and then kind of progressively does it, and then make it based around my work at the moment as well. This does have a front end as well, with like chats and all that, and then this accesses the same you know, information and stuff. But basically, I can use this to add tasks. It links in with Todoist. So I realize there's kind of like two ways to do what I'm doing here, right? You could have a cursor folder with all of your knowledge information. For example, you could extract the memories from ChatGPT, which is what I did. Like, I literally asked Cursor to give me a prompt, and then I just had like 4 different tabs open of ChatGPT, like, for these different areas. Give me it as JSON, and then I gave it to Cursor. Cursor then extracted that and then made it into separate files. This is obviously not like fully agentic, but this is the kind of thing which I feel that Cursor opens up. And in that, there's basically no code. Like, yes, this part for the back end, this knowledge chat, but actually this whole directory is set up to work just in this chat as well.